How's it going, everybody? This is Weiss back with another video on the channel. In this video I'm going to show you how you can run any programming language in Docker. All you got to do is make sure you have a Docker desktop install if you're on a Mac or Windows, or you can install a Docker in Linux as well. So once you have a Docker install, you got to make sure you have a Docker extension installed in VS Code. Also, for the remote development capabilities, I would suggest go to your extensions, search for remote, and you're going to install this remote development extension pack. This is going to install 3 extensions: remote SSH, and it's going to install WSL and containers. So once you have those installed, then you're going to open the folder of your project in VS Code. Few points I want to mention here. First point, why would you want to run your application in Docker? There are a lot of reasons for that, but the main reason that you can actually deploy a Docker container when it comes to production. Second, you don't want to run anything in locally, because if you run locally, you're going to install all the packages locally, which is going to clutter your computer as well. Third reason, it is very easy to set up a Docker container and get up and running with coding instead of making sure all the packages are installed locally, everything is configured, and then it gets messier and messier as well. So fourth thing, you can share your dev container or Docker files with your team so they can have the environment up and running very easily. I just opened React application in VS Code. Next thing I would like to do is create a development container configuration file. So I'll go to command palette, I'll type add development, and an option will appear. In this drop down, VS Code is giving you some suggestion based on your code. I've got this React with TypeScript, so it's giving me Node.js and TypeScript right on the top. But you can also search for other languages, like if you want to run Python, you got Python. If you want to run Java, you got Java, you got Go, you got C#, you got C++. So you can see there's a lot of options here. But what I would like to do is just use Node.js and TypeScript. Click on that, it's going to ask you what version of Node you need to install. I'll just use the 16. So these are the additional features that you can add to your container. Makes it very easy. All I need is Git for now, so I'll click OK. I'm going to select latest for Git version. It's going to generate 2 files, devcontainer.json and Docker file. Let's take a look at Docker file. This is a Docker file that is very common. If you ever work with Docker, you should be familiar with Docker file. This file can contain lots of options, but for now it only has this variant and the path to the image for Node.js. Next, go to dev container. This is where you can specify configuration for your container. This makes it very easy. For example, you are creating a project where you need a React extension. So what I'll do is go to extensions and I'll search for React, and I can go to this one, right click on it, and then say copy extension ID. Go back to your dev container and add a comma, add double quotes, and add that extension ID here. So what I'll do, it'll create a container and it will make sure that extension is automatically installed as well. So I'm going to need a couple more extensions. For example, I'll need this, let's say simple React snippets. Right click, and you can also do add to dev container, but I like to do is copy the extension because there's a bug, sometimes it doesn't add. So I'm just gonna use that manual process to add it. Also, I'm gonna use Git. So let's go to extensions again. I'm gonna choose Git, and I will install this Git craft, copy extension, add comma, added extensions there. Now also you can see it's got some other options like, remote users, features. It's saying it's going to install Git while it's creating the container. You can also specify some settings, but all I like to do is take you to where is the documentation for that. So I'll just for VSCode Dev container reference. Go to this page and you will know what it has to offer. It's got lots and lots of options, so go through those and you'll find some very interesting options as well. So I'll paste this link in the description of this video as well. So let's go to VS Code. Now all you got to do is just go to command palette and say rebuild and reopen in container. So click on that. It is going to start creating a container. So I'm going to click on show logs. Okay, so our container is ready. I'm gonna go to extensions and you'll see it has successfully installed these extensions. So Gitcraft, Simple React, and then ES7 React. So you can see it has installed this extension in the container. Now what you need to do is go to your pods and make sure that your pod is forwarded so you can actually debug your application locally as well, which is great. You can, port forward any pod from your container to your local machine. Now if I go to this app.ts file and I would like to open Chrome and go to localhost 3000, and once you do that you will see the application is successfully running. Well, it's actually not running because this container is not serving an application as of now. So I'll go to new container and I'm just gonna go to package.json file, and here we should have a script which will run my application, which is this one. So I'll use this npm start script. Now it's gonna start serving the application, and because we have this port forwarded, it is going to show that application running like it's running locally. So let's just wait for this to finish. So the build is ready to go. Let's go to Chrome, localhost 3000, and you can see the application is running. Go to dashboard and this application is being served. The port forwarding is a great feature. You can do multiple port forwarding depending on what you need in your local machine. But right now everything is installed and running from containers. If I go and create a new instance of building terminal, you'll notice that we are serving from container. Now if I take a look at node version, should be 16. If I search for git version, should be the latest version. You can also search for Python 3. Even though we didn't select it, but it required the Python 3 to create this container. So it's there. Now you can see that you don't really have to install anything locally, which makes your computer hard disk clean. And it's really great that you can do pretty much everything in the container. When it comes to deployment, you can just take this container and just push it up to the cloud. Very, very simple. Alright, so this was a quick video of learning how to do a container development using VS Code.